The most prominent war crimes trial that occurred at the end of the Second World War took place at Nuremberg, with the former members of Hitler's government being judged by the courtroom. 11 men, including the Reich Marshal Hermann Göring, were sentenced to death, and the others, including Rudolf Hess, were given varying prison sentences or were even acquitted. Göring would escape the hangman's noose hours before the executions were due to take place, after he consumed a cyanide capsule hidden inside his prison room. The men had been informed of their execution date, and they had ample time to prepare their last letters to loved ones. But what is not as well documented is that these men all had a final meal, in the same way that inside of American prisons today, on death row, the condemned criminals are allowed their final meal or dinner. But they were not given a choice like some are today or were in the past. But what was the last meal of the death row Nuremberg Nazis? To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe. The executions of the Nuremberg Nazis took place early in the morning of the 16th of October 1946, and the first man to go through the gallows, Joachim von Ribbentrop, did so at roughly 1:30 a.m. John C. Woods, the executioner, would make a mess of proceedings, but in the hours before, the men were permitted a final meal, which was brought to their prison cell. They were not allowed to eat together and had to consume their food under the watchful eyes of US sentries or guards, who ensured that they did not do what Hermann Göring would later do. The food was prepared in the kitchens of Nuremberg Prison, and after the executions had taken place, an official who worked in the prison confirmed what food they actually ate for a last meal. He said that they had their last meal, which was being prepared in the kitchen under the death row. The last meal was American canned pork luncheon meat, potato salad, tomato salad, coffee, and because white bread had failed to arrive in time, the cook made German pancakes. Soon the men began going to the gallows, out to where steel-helmeted sentries lined the short route across the prison yard. Another source from within Nuremberg claimed that, for a final meal, the condemned Nazis were given sausage and cold cuts of meat, and also black bread and potato salad, being given a tea to drink. It wasn't long after this meal was served that the men then went into the execution chamber. The witness who saw the final meal being served confirmed this, saying, "The condemned men passed slowly under the trees, and a cold wind shook the autumn leaves upon their heads, as they walked under a moon, sometimes obscured by scudding clouds. Ahead of them they saw a chink of light shining throughout the blackout of the windows of the ivy-clad gymnasium. Then the door, rickety and dirty, opened, and they saw before them the 3 black scaffolds, each 14 foot high, of thick plain wood, roughly painted. But for a final meal, the Nuremberg Nazis were given little luxury, just a very simple meal that would send them on the way into the execution chamber and onto the gallows." Thanks for watching. To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe, and once again, thank you so much for watching.